How are you? Welcome to the Captain's Lounge.
You look so good. I'm like in sweatpants.
Well, that means you're working. That's fantastic. Not at 8 o'clock at night. That's not good.
Oh my God, you're so fun. Look at you. This is so exciting.
How are you, Britt?
I'm really
What?
good.
I want to see what you've been up to. It's been pretty good to follow you. But I
Thank
also knew that when we worked together that you've come a long way. You've gone from running around in a van, the little baby face,
I know. It's crazy.
to hustling, absolute hustling.
Well, and it's crazy because it doesn't feel like hustling. Like it feels just like pure organic, like birthing of a vision and a movement. And I now have a movement called Big Pussy Energy, which is the modality that a woman's power lies in the places we've been taught to fear the most, which is our sensuality. And so in BPE, we use the tool sensual movement to unlock a woman into her power. So on the outside, it looks like a dance class, but really when you're inside the experience, it's a transformation for a woman to reclaim all the parts of herself she's been taught to suppress. I moved to Austin. I landed here and rooted down for the first time in my life. This literally just birthed out of me. It wasn't like I was trying to think of what I need to do or what was next. It just organically came through me, and it's just been evolving ever since. It's been this biggest spiritual awakening of my entire existence.
Do you think
Um,
Austin, the place itself, kind of allowed that to come out as their surroundings?
when I
Right.
came here, I instantly fell in love. And it's not about Austin itself. It's like the community. It's the people that Austin has pulled to it. It's like a portal.
So BPE, the big pussy energy. I'm going to be honest with you. The first time I remember when I started reading that, I was like, I'm not going to like. I'm not going to press like on her things. It wasn't fitting with me, and I was like, wait up. And to be honest, I think the name itself speaks towards exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I'm not saying big pussy energy. I'm just saying that factor of like, yep,
Hmm.
it's in your face.
Yeah.
It's in your face, and deal with it because it's in your face, and you need to deal with that. And this is it. And if you can't accept that term, big pussy energy, you're not accepting the fact that you need to have big pussy energy. So I've come to terms with it myself. It's not a name I would choose, but now as I'm following you and seeing it, and seeing the empowering and look at your shorts and go through your Instagram and see the events you're hosting, or hosting at as well, and the gatherings you're getting, and I see it so much, and it's not, and it's with males as well. We have that right to feel okay in our bodies. And I think that's what big pussy energy is giving to the woman, that gives it that element of maybe a piece of trivia pie, that little piece of pie that they're missing out on, and to fill the cup up a little bit. It's just allowing yourself to feel comfortable with feeling sexual, no matter what shape, size, or who you are.
Yeah. I think we're in a place in the world where we as individuals are in a place where it's fun to question everything that we've been taught to learn and to value as ourselves. And so BPE is like an energy, like it's not Brittini is I am Brittini, but the energy of BP is within all of us, just like what you said, even in men, if they wanted to connect to that. It's that unapologetic boldness that a woman embodies when she just gives herself the permission to own all parts of herself. But as women, we've been taught to disconnect and suppress so many parts of ourselves, not even the turn on and sensuality, but even the rage, the anger, so it's giving the woman the permission to be fully authentically herself.
Well, women's life changes so much. We have masculine and feminine qualities, and you need to be able to go out there and express yourself. And we need to understand that women need to go out there and express themselves as well and change, and we need to accept that males do. Same as males as well have to go out there and express themselves. Most women turn 40 and they have two kids and they're like, what happened to my life? Was I born to be a mother? Is this where I am? Like, what happened to my degree? What happened to life? Where did it go? So I see a lot of value in what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of the women that have come to it now are most women who are like going through really big transformations in their life. So a lot of women experience BP for the first time after becoming a mom, or just got recently divorced, or like lost their job. Like I've noticed it happens. Women come to this space when they're like, I don't know what else what else to do. And I
Yeah.
found this, and it's like nothing else is working. Let's just see what happens. And I'm really excited to have BP become so in the forefront, where it doesn't take a woman to life to like unravel for them to experience this, because it's truly just you with you. And that's what is so beautiful about BP is that I'm not giving women anything that they don't already have. I'm just
Yeah.
creating space for them to explore it in a way that's for them versus for someone else. Because we've been taught a lot as well that our sensuality is for someone else. And in BP, it's for you. And for a lot of women, I think that's where the confrontation can come in.
But also, you mentioned too, it's not just sexually too, it's energy release as well. It's like going to a boxing class as well. It's you're actually letting out this energy that's stagnant and from your bottom chakras, I suppose, very much like Kundalini or somewhere where you're actually using vibrations and movements to actually get rid of the negativity and bring in the positivity.
Let me tell you, I am so freaking excited. Like I started BP 2 years ago, and tomorrow I officially am starting to certify women to teach BPE. So it's
Nice.
becoming bigger than just Brittini being the one that's creating it and pushing it out there. So we have a woman in the Netherlands getting certified, in Alaska, Hawaii. Like it's like going global. And I'm also teaching women in Austin, where I'm based, to teach as well, so that it spreads even in the home base of it all. So yeah, it's really exciting that it's like, yes, it's impacting women, but now it's in the stage where other women want to embody the qualities that it takes to lead something so powerful as well. Honestly, like reflecting, like working with you, like working on yachts, like that was my last career. Like, and now I'm like, sometimes I go outside myself. I'm like, this is wild that I'm like a business owner creating a movement. Like I too am in that, like sometimes I get in that place where it's like, wow, life is crazy and so wild. Like I would have no idea when I was working with you that this is where I'd be. Absolutely none.
That's amazing. I do remember going back through your Instagram, and I think we did speak after the season as well. There was this limbo area, and look, I say to a lot of people that we work tirelessly to walk up the stream or against the stream to get to the end, because that's what we're trained to do, whether it be relationships, work. We need to get to that end. That's what we have to do. Work 9 to 5. That's where you got to do, and you need the security. You got the salary coming in. That's it. Everyone's just scared to turn around and go with the flow, and then you can actually stop off every now and again. And when you stop off, that's the unknown, because you don't know where you're going to next. And also, really, the end result to that stream, if you went up the stream, is a trickle of water. If you turn around and actually go out, it's an endless ocean of opportunities. But people don't want to do that. They want to know where they're going every day. They don't want to be in the unknown. And when you stop off every now and have a break, which you did with working on the show, and then you actually are in the unknown, and you're available to stop off in Austin. And then you're available for so much to come to you. And now you're actually probably, well, it sounds like you're jumping back on the boat, going further down with the same boat, and you're going to go down and it's going global. And you're going to stop off again. And you're going to use that. And the end result is you're allowing yourself to go out to endless opportunities. And being in that unknown or not knowing, that's when you need to be real with yourself and go, okay, I'm here for a reason. Chill.
Your daughter's in Bali with you right now?
Yeah, I just dropped her off to school this morning. She was staying with her mum last night. She rings me up because we live near rice fields. And she says, can you come pick me up and we go for a walk? And I came back. I said, look, I've got some questions and stuff I've got to write out. I've got to do some speaking today with some people. She goes, oh, can you drive me to school? So I've written out nothing. We're just having a chat. And that's probably even better anyway, because my questions would have been too methodical or not right anyway, or not conducive to a general conversation.
I love this. That's great.
Yeah. Do you catch up with many people, or you're still in touch with many people?
Oliver and I actually stayed in touch, like not crazy, but like we would like chat. He's like so fun. Like we would just keep talking. Tumi and I were really connected for like a really long time, but I haven't talked to her in a minute. But we used to chat a lot.
It was great to look back on and say, tick, we did that. You don't get those opportunities in life to actually see yourself on a TV show. Like it was pretty wild.
It is so wild. A sex symbol right now, which is so funny to watch the evolution.
I know. I know.
So different from the first season, which I think is great. I think it's great. It's so funny.
We're having fun with it. You know what it's like doing those promos at the end. And so it's like it's cringeworthy. It's cringeworthy, but it's fun.
I love it for you.
I remember, I vividly remember so much easily the last docking and just you walking past. I went, do you want to drive? And next minute you were driving the boat in, and it's like, it wasn't planned. It was just there. You're walking past, and I was like, take it, And then I actually thought later, I said that the amount of confidence that would have given you to know that there's what a way to close out a
I
season
know.
is
Ugh.
a stew deckhand driving the boat through a narrow channel, you know.
Yeah.
Well, not even, I wouldn't say, it wasn't a stew deckhand, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really incredible. I know for me in the beginning of the season, working with y'all was like, I felt like I had a lot of imposter syndrome in regards of like working on deck with all the guys. I think I was just like comparing myself really
Yeah.
easily and not thinking I was like at the level that they were at. And I just remember like there was like a one conversation where I like broke down and cried, and you're like, you're doing a lot better
Yeah.
than I think you are, and you're like actually excelling a lot quicker than they are. And so that was like a really powerful moment for me. Just
Well,
sometimes
you're
yeah,
staying out of trouble. You weren't causing any issues. You're getting on with your job, and you're being attentive and wanting to learn. You can't ask for much more.
yeah. I
And
feel like though, like our season was so chill.
yeah,
Like we were so chill. Like I was the only one that actually I feel like, I mean, besides Ryan, he was just such a drama king. But like I was the only one that was like trying to like get some like hookups involved. Just had to like
it was COVID. It was all new. No one
yeah.
really knew what was going on. We were finding our own feet along the way. It was it was organic and it was real. Like we got on with it.
That's
We
what
had to do
people
the
always
job.
ask. Like, was is it real? And I'm always so proud to be like, I loved working with everyone because no one touched or did anything to make something different. Like it was all
Yeah,
very organic. And people are shocked that like so much drama can happen
yeah.
organically or just like so much can happen. Things are just naturally gonna happen. You don't need to have someone create it.
I always say that. Like people say, is it scripted? Not at all. Everything that actually happens on one of these seasons, I've actually seen over a length of time. But it just all comes in together in 6 weeks because of the amount of work we're doing in 6 weeks
Yeah.
over a short period of time. So you're living in Austin. You base there. You got renting a studio there. You've got it all going. You got your classes set.
Yeah.
How many people are turning up to your classes now? Is it mostly online as
No,
well?
it's, I mean, I have online, yes. So I have
Yeah.
what's called BP on Demand, and that's an online platform. So if you're not in Austin, but you want to experience the power within you, highly recommend doing that. And there's a 7-day free trial. All this is on my Instagram. And then, yeah, Austin, I teach weekly. And in in April, I'm going to start teaching twice a week. And I started, like I said, 2 years ago, but I'd say like what is BP really started about a year ago. Like it really fine tuned what it was. And it's been a really beautiful journey. Like every single week I've shown up and taught this 90-minute class. And for the first 10 months, 2 to 3, maybe 5 people showed up. But I still showed up every week, like brought my sign or my outfit, made a brand new sequence, like showed as if there was like 30 people. And then after 10 months, 10 people started coming. And
Was
then
that
after
the outdoor? Was that the outdoor one?
no, the
Was that
outdoor one was my launch party, actually. That was
okay?
60
Okay.
women. Yeah, that was really good. But then now, after like 12 months of doing this every single day or every single week, I have now 20 to 30 women that come every single week. And it's a thriving community. Like over 200 women in Austin have done, probably like 300 by now, have done BPE. And it's just like such a beautiful community. Women have felt like literally transformed. We've had women get pregnant and they put a lot of it due to BPE, kind of like what you were saying. Like we had a woman who was really disconnected from her husband, didn't sexually find him attractive. And then they came like after marriage for a long time. Then she started coming BPE and like started becoming more turned on with her own self and started feeling more alive within her own body, which then rippled into her marriage. And then at 41, she got pregnant for the first
That's
time.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
looks, it's to do with confidence. Everything
Yeah.
is to do with confidence. Like women are attracted with men with confidence. A man that can laugh at himself, laugh at others, enjoy themselves, with who they are. That is so much more attractive. I think the BPE obviously is going to bring that out in a woman. It's going to bring out confidence. And
Yeah.
the sisterhood's going to do that too.
Yeah. And I love that you shared that. Like, confidence is not a certain type of person. I know it can be really easy for people to be like, oh, well, that's just you. That's like, you can do that, but I can't. And I hear that a lot. Like, oh, that's Brittini can do that, but I can't.
Yeah.
And that's why I say BP is not me. It's an energy that we all have. And so confidence is like what makes someone confident is owning themselves, owning their body, feeling comfortable in their body.
And I know this is kind of skew-if, but without drinking too. Like
Yes. Well, that's secret.
yeah. So usually that confidence we find after we've had a couple of margaritas, and then
Yeah.
we're fine, and then we go back in our box the next day and we go, who were we? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, where's that fun guy? Where's that fun girl gone? And
Right.
next minute she comes out after a couple of margaritas, and it's a facade. Now
100%.
you're actually bringing what you already have, like you said, out. It's you. It's there. Have it.
Yeah.
Have it.
Yeah.
Turn it on anytime. Turn the
Mhm.
tap on. Turn it off.
Because confidence is not about the loudest person in the room. It's not about creating a show. It's about, like what I said, embodying who you are. And that is that deep awareness of safety within self that you don't need to prove to anyone that you're
Yeah.
good enough. You just know, you know?
What's next? You think after you're going live, or so you're going international, you're doing training, you're doing a certification. That's pretty damn good. That's a
Thank
pretty
you.
big feat.
No,
That's
it
a
is.
huge feat.
So it's a 5-month certification. So it's like all in 2 times a week, like phone, like Zoom calls. So that's a really big thing that I'm just focusing on right now.
Yeah. So I got melanoma cut out last year. That was a tough
Oh,
year.
really?
Yeah, mum and dad.
Wow.
Mum had a heart attack. Dad had a stroke. Dad's Alzheimer's came on. My best mate passed away, and then I got a melanoma. Then I had a melanoma, and I had to wait 4 weeks until the results came back. So it was 4 weeks
My
of actually
God.
reading up on melanoma. So there was a bad end of the year, but the way I just tackled it, I went, okay, righto, perfect. Here's the down. Here's the bottom. Let's go forward. And then 2025 came, and things just started rolling in the right direction because I need to I need to just continue on with them, the checks and everything, make sure I do them annually. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing it as a positive. Like
Yeah.
I'll take my friend's passing away to the next level and do something great with him.
I think there's an important piece in the, like, you were like, that's bottom, that's low. But what were things that you did to just every day get 1% like through it? Because I think we as humans, we all go through really dark and hard
Yeah,
times. It's part of the
yeah.
human experience that we signed up for. And so I love for you to share, like, what were some tools or like things and modalities or practices that you used during that time to get through it.
Well, it was funny because I had all this going on, and I rang up my friend and with mum, dad, melanoma, and he said, you know what, you should see a therapist. And I went, whatever, I'm fine. And he passed away the next week.
Wow, it was
Yeah,
him.
so he left me with that. So I actually called a therapist. I went, and so I did 2 sessions. It's unfortunately a time zone, so I have to find another one. But I'm also speaking to a manifesting coach every week, and
Okay,
that's kind
cool.
of like therapy anyway. It's trying to
Yeah.
just get my thing. We're gonna as we talk week in, week out, we're going to look at how many things I'm going back over and just try and find a plan to try and cross them off. But the first thing I did, my friends rang up and said, "Oh, we're going to the pub. We're going to have a drink for my mate." And I went, "No." And I went to the local park and watched kids play sport all day. And then I started talking to my friend, and talking out loud to him. And that was one thing. And then, so with dad with Alzheimer's, I started listening to podcasts about it. And then I started listening to podcasts about my cognitive health, my mindset, what foods are great. So to answer your question, I've just started to immerse myself into the problems that I do have and accepting
Mm.
them and knowing that that's life,
Wait,
and moving on.
I want to pause there. Accepting. That is the biggest gem, right? Like, to what causes suffering is when we're not accepting our present moment. That's what creates suffering, is wanting it to change or wanting it to be different, mentally trying to pick it apart, trying to fix it. I think that's really beautiful that you just acknowledged it and just accepted it and chose to move forward with, even
Yeah.
though it wasn't
Look,
comfortable.
death is the only certainty in our life, and I think when it comes to death, which I've had a big passing away when I was younger, when I was 25. So we understand that's a certainty. So we, as you said, accept the challenges, accept that life's always going to be ups and downs. It's never going to be roses. Look, I think I've had my fair share. I've been down a few times, whether it be financially or through jobs or not finding a job, or and and life just keeps bringing me back up in some way. Like, I don't compare myself to where I would have been. I don't compare myself of where I could have been. You know, I actually just compare myself to where I am, and I like that. My manifesting coach the other day, she said, "What do you want to get out of this journey with us talking?" I went, "Good question. I want dedication. I want more dedication to my habitual things every day. You know, I want continuity. I want to actually wake up and do these things every day and stop procrastinating. I want accountability, but not accountability over the things I haven't done, but be accountable and grateful for the things I am doing and take compliments and enjoy who you are, where you are, and what you've done. And then, you know, I want execution. So I want to take all those things and execute one thing, accept sadness, cry, and talk to your friends and family and the people that are gone. Have an open conversation with them." But that's worked for me, I think. But look, the reason why I want to keep doing therapy, because I know all these things are a potential train wreck in the future. They are. Like, when you think about it, these things are going to rear their head up again. You know, so I want to have the tools now to actually be ready for it. I want to talk about it openly, like we are, or with the manifesting coach or a therapist, and just say, "Look, yeah, it's been a shit day. You know, I had a shit day. Like
Yeah, you need like a team, really. And I think it's beautiful. One, your awareness is incredible. Being like, oh, I felt irritable and I don't want that. And I know I can change that. So it's incredible.
So I need to touch more into the holistical and spiritual side here, though. You know, I'm doing my breath works and everything, but I really want to go to Kundalini or sound healing or something like that, where I can release it with you know, people around me on the same frequency. That's what I feel I'm missing.
Prevalent in Bali, for sure.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
My biggest spiritual teacher is actually, it's isolation, but more specifically, it's boredom. And I'm a huge advocate that you are the medicine. Like, there's a lot of people that, you know, for some people, the path of enlightenment and the path of like their spiritual journey is through plant medicine, taking something to enhance their consciousness and wake them up and expand their consciousness to a bigger experience. And for me, it's actually, I've been able to experience big awakenings and big like nuggets of truth that come from within through just allowing myself to get bored. So much so that what's underneath the boredom that we naturally try to distract ourselves from, that's when we naturally pick the phone up, when we call a friend. When you allow yourself to get to such a level of boredom, then parts of you come online. And I will be honest, usually it's really uncomfortable parts, the parts of you that you try not to connect with, but those parts have a lot of power and wisdom. And it's about breathing and just feeling and connecting with it. And so for me, the biggest spiritual like practice is just to be with yourself. Yeah.
I do check in with everyone to see how they're going. So Ryan, I know he's just Ryan's just opened the new shop and everything. So
really,
down in he's got a Philly cheesesteak down in Miami. Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah, he's looking. He looks
Wait, you
happy.
told me about everyone. How's everyone doing?
Well, I know Jamie's gone off the grid a little bit. He's halfway through his helicopter course, so I do touch base with him. But good on him. He's not on social media that much. He's just studying, which is fantastic. Toomey, as I said, I touched base with her. I just had an hour with Culver on a podcast before you
Today.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to text him.
And then he had someone else working for him, which we know. So he went out and come back in, and then Keith Stone came up.
Oh my God.
So Keith Stone had a lot of questions for me.
Oh my gosh. I'm
was
obsessed.
quite funny. It was great.
I'm literally going to text him after this.
Yeah, it was good.
What inspires you to cap it up? What inspires you to start this?
I feel like I can learn a lot from these. You know, I'm actually talking to a doctor about melanoma in a couple of weeks.
Cool.
I'm talking in New York. I'll be over there in October at a gala, emceeing at a gala, 450 people, dermatologists and that. So I think I can learn a lot from that. Obviously, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about Alzheimer's. I feel like I'm going to walk away here understanding more. So to be quite honest, it's better than reading books. It's a good way to connect. And I think it's a good way for me to be socially connected from afar and enjoy this platform to learn on. And I honestly think a lot of people might be engaged in what topics I like and get to know me a little bit better. So this will be more exclusive people coming into my website, looking at my podcast and being part of me and getting to know the deeper things about me, understanding now about big pussy energy.
I love that. That's amazing.
I think it's got traction, regardless if it hasn't. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to have it on my website.
Best creator is doing it for them. Like, you're doing this because you want to learn. You're doing this because you want to like excel and understand things, and that's what's actually going to make it work. If you, and this is for your listeners, if you want to experience BPE, go to bigpussyenergy.co. We're in the process of getting the com, but .co. Follow me on Instagram. Like I said, you can experience a BP on demand, which is a beautiful, high quality subscription-based model where you can experience the classes I teach in person. And again, BP is a 90-minute to in person, but it's like 20 to 30 minutes online where you can really just experience your power through sensual movement. And I think that can be really scary for some women, but it's just you with you. And that's like what Jason and I are saying. Like, the biggest spiritual journey is just you connecting to all parts of yourself through the boredom, through the pleasure, through it all. And so let me know.
Well, you've got the runs on the board, mate. You've really shown that you've actually succeeded in it. You've definitely got some substance in it. And you can tell by the happiness in your face and who you are that you're very comfortable in yourself and you want to share that. I'm so proud of you, mate.
Thank you so much. This was so sweet. I can't wait to see you in person.
I really appreciate you.
I love you.
See you, gorgeous.
All right. Bye, babe.
Bye.